Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Happy Friday. It is Friday, April 24th. Coming to you from Los Angeles, California. A very nice, sunny, not too hot day, as per usual in sunny Southern California. And yeah, welcome to our weekly AI recap and deep dive. So we're going to be doing a exciting thing today, looking at a new workflow that I implemented this week for YouTube and getting really good numbers on YouTube Shorts. So that's the deep dive that we're going to be doing today. Real quick, so we are streaming on, we should be streaming on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Twitch. So I think I have all of these chat rooms open and stuff. So feel free to message me on whatever your platform you're on and say hello, and I'll try and keep up with all of these chat windows. I'm using OBS and still kind of figuring it out, but it should everybody should be able to see both my camera and the my screen that I'm sharing. So this week in AI we had a couple of things. C Dance is kind of chilled out a bit. It's gone fully live on all the main websites: Higgsfield, Galaxy AI, Top View, and a bunch of others. And it seems that they've actually kind of relaxed the ability to use images with faces on most of those platforms. I know Galaxy AI, which I use for all of my stuff. You can definitely use images with faces. I put my affiliate link in the chat for Galaxy AI. If you do join, it would be awesome if you could use that. That way I get a little kickback. It doesn't cost you anything more. And then there's also a promo code that'll give you 10 million free credits right off the gate. So Galaxy AI, again, like I said, is what I use for all of my video generations. They have all of the main models and stuff. I'll show you here real quick. If we come up here, these are all the video generation models that they have. They have CDance 2.0, Sora, VEO, Kling, Grok, Hailuo, Higgsfield, all of that. And it is super cheap. It's $15 a month. That gives you 15 million credits. To give you an idea, Kling version 3 video generations take about 80,000 credits. CDance is pretty expensive. If you do the Pro CDance 2.0, takes about 3.5 million credits per video generation. So it eats up your credits pretty fast. But Kling is what I mainly use, and again, it's only 80,000 credits. So that 15 million you get a month goes pretty far. And then again, if you use that promo code, you'll get another 10 million on top of that for $15 a month. And then they also have free credits every day. So if you log in, you do this every day. Like, this resets in 4 hours for me, and then I'll get more. So yesterday I got 357,000 credits. The day before I got 508,000 credits. So as long as you log in every day and do this, you can keep your credits pretty high. Right now I have 5.77 million credits left. And then you can also add however many millions of credits you want. It's like $1 for a million credits. So $10 gets you 10 million. And then they also have this lifetime access for $400. if you know you're going to be doing a lot of video generations, that's a really good deal. And it gives you 150 million free credits instantly. So for $400, you essentially get your 15 million credits a month. Plus, right out the gate, you get essentially 10 months of additional free credits. And that is a lifetime access. So as long as they're around, you will have access to that for $400. And Galaxy AI is owned by Samsung, so I think they're going to be around for a while. So it's definitely a good deal if you are cranking out a bunch of generations. And also, one thing I noticed, so if you do this for 30 days, if you do the free credits for 30 days in a row, then it ups what you're getting. So you can get up to 700,000 credits per day once you do it for 30 days straight. So that's a pretty good deal. You can get, close to 1 million credits every day that you log in for free on top of the credits that you're getting and stuff. So that is Galaxy AI. Again, that's what I mainly use for all of my video generations. So if you guys missed it last week, I will show you real quick just a video I did. Let me turn this volume down a little bit and I'll play this for you. So this is a ad that I made with AI, and I'll just show you the ad and then I'll talk a little bit about it.
Everybody.
That's not it. Hold on.
Everybody wants AI content. Nobody wants the mess. Too many tools, too many tabs, too much guessing. So I paved the way. Simple, straightforward. Grab the free breakdown and get on with it. Stop wasting time. Start making things. You're welcome.
So that was an ad I made last week, and I put together a PDF that kind of breaks down my workflow, and it has 3 different tiers of tools, because that's a big thing. There's a ton of AI tools out there, tons of websites that you can use and stuff from varying degrees of pricing. And so I broke it up into kind of 3 tiers: the cheap tier, which is about $25 a month in tools; the kind of mid tier, which is about $200 a month in tools; and then the pro tier, which is like unlimited dance generations and stuff like that, and that's about $600 a month. I use the $200 a month stack, the tech stack. But I'm actually getting it cheaper because I'm doing a lot of stuff with Google AI Pro, which I'll show you in a minute. So that 25 for about $25 a month, you can essentially have all the tools that you need to create AI content. And so big thing that I see happening, especially on social media right now, with like the rise of AI ads and AI influencers and stuff, is the shift in the public. And where I think we're headed is when somebody logs on to social media, or they log on to YouTube or anything like that, they're just looking for either information, to learn things, tips, tricks, tutorials, things like that, or also for just fun, kind of mind numbing content. And I think we are very close to being in a place where the audience doesn't care if it's a real person or if it's AI. Right now we have the haters, who are always funny and like to troll on comments on videos and say AI slop, and I hate AI and stuff like that. And that's fine, but I think that's gonna get less and less of a thing. Yo, Jay Flats, what's up, dude? How's it feeling 2 days into being an old man? So yeah, I think we're heading to a place where people aren't going to care. And so that really opens up an opportunity to up our game with social media content. I have been for the past 55 days posting content every day and things like that. And it's, it's a lot of work, especially if you're trying to create, really good looking stuff and stay consistent and things like that. And the nice thing is that AI kind of compresses the time that you have to spend doing that and doesn't um, affect the quality in a negative way. I think it affects the quality in a bigger way, a better way. And so I think we're, people who are getting on this boat now are and learning the tools and learning the process and things like that are really going to make a it's gonna make the difference, and it's really gonna up your production essentially, and your engagement and things like that. So we're gonna look into that for a second. I got sidetracked, so I'll just finish with the recap real quick. Another thing we had, Anthropic just released a new version of their LLM, as did ChatGPT. I think today released ChatGPT 5.5. So you have new LLM models coming out, and also OpenAI, makers of ChatGPT, also released GPT image 1.5, I think it is, which a lot of people are saying, oh, is this going to be the Nano Banana killer? Because up until this point, Nano Banana has been kind of the best image generator. So I haven't used it yet. I'll be doing some tests here probably in the next week. But from some of the photos I've seen and stuff, it looks really good, and it's really photorealistic. The images it generates look more like real life photography. So it gets rid of kind of some of that AI sheen that so many of the AI generations have. Real quick too, I'm gonna throw out one other thing here. Let's see. Let me see how I can do it. So, if you guys don't know about school communities, I have a school community called the Human Reboot Experiment, that I'll post a link later in the video. But then there are also other. I'm just gonna type this real quick. Learn how to make awesome AI content for $5 a month. So I've tried out a lot of them, and there is a new. What's up, Neely? Good to see you, man. There is a new school community that I recently joined that is by far the best one that I've been a part of. I just dropped the link in the chat. It's $5 a month. There's so much information on there, and the community's great, and people learning together and sharing their work and getting feedback and stuff like that. I do, that link I put in there is an affiliate link. So again, if you sign up for the $5 a month, they pay me, a commission on that. I think I get like 50% of that $5 for sharing that link. So if you're interested in learning more for $5 a month, and you can cancel anytime, definitely check out that link. I'm in there. I'm chatting a lot. I've only been on there for maybe a week or 2 weeks, maybe. And it's really, really a great community. So a lot of the stuff that I've been learning in there, I've been applying to my own work. And if you follow me on any of the socials, hopefully you've seen a kind of change in the quality of what I am posting. If I come over here to some of my earlier Danyan stuff, this is a video I posted when I first made my Danyan avatar
Hey everyone, my name is Danyan, and welcome to day 36 of the Human Reboot Experiment.
So this is her, she looks cool, but she's very cartoony and things like that. And then based on the tools that I learned in the school community, I created this video.
I'm completely AI generated. Most people think AI looks fake, but that's because most people don't know how to use it properly. People with zero experience are using AI right now to promote products, grow their social media, make thousands of dollars online. Inside AI Video School, you get the full system to create influencers like me that brands actually pay for, and so much more. Was that too much?
So there you go. So that was a little video I made. So you can see like she now looks like a full real person. And again, audiences aren't caring. Whenever we do these AI influencers and stuff, on social media, you always check this is AI content. So it puts a little thing for people who still view AI as kind of the enemy and Cyberdyne. They're afraid the robots are going to take over. But an interesting thing that I was reading recently is that, YouTube influencers and Instagram influencers and stuff are so expensive now because, these people are sometimes making $100,000 a post and stuff. And while some brands can pay for that, lots can't. So they're shifting to using AI influencers for sharing their products and doing ads and things like that. So if you understand these tools and are able to make these, it can be a really good way to generate income from knowing the process. And again, the process is not very difficult, and I will be showing you some of it today. But it's it's great because you can, with AI, once you learn the tools and once you have a solid workflow that works, then you can create numerous ads in a day. Like I'll just show you an example here that I did just as a test last night with Danyan. So Danyan, her handle is Danyan Games with a Z because she's like Gen Z and she's funky. But like I'm a little bit of a gamer, and my main game is Dead by Daylight, which I love playing. And so I was like, oh, I should do a gaming post for Danyan. And so I thought, oh, it'd be cool if she's like kind of making a selfie video and sharing like a little gaming tip, but from inside the game. So this is a video I made last night, and literally it took maybe 15 minutes to write the script, create the image, create the video, and then post it to socials. So this is that video.
Yo, it's Danielle Games. I'm literally inside Dead by Daylight right now, so here's a quick survivor tip before I die. Don't just run straight, turn a corner, break line of sight, then duck behind anything solid so the killer has to guess where you went. See? They have no idea I'm here.
So yeah, so it was just a fun little thing. But if you were before AI, if you wanted to create content like that, you gotta write it, you gotta set up your camera, your lighting, all that stuff, shoot it. Maybe you have to, coordinate with your friends who have the gear or who can come and run camera or whatever. And it's like a lot of time consuming stuff. And it's, for me, I'm a filmmaker by trade, so I'm still, doing that and directing films and different stuff. So I don't have a ton of time, but I, for these past 55 days, have been able to create content every day. And a lot of it until recently was just me just talking in camera and doing all of that. But now I'm like really shifting into a full AI workflow, which is what I want to have everything set up as eventually anyway, because I travel a lot, and kind of my dream, the whole idea of the Human Reboot Experiment is, in 365 days, and we started 55 days ago, to set up a life where I can be anywhere in the world, traveling and whatever, and just with a laptop, and be able to be generating income and content and all that stuff. And so AI is key for that. And even, just yesterday, I had a job interview to essentially do this for a company. Write, direct, edit, create all the AI generations and stuff for short form content. So I had that meeting yesterday, and I'll be starting to work on that this weekend with them. And so that, that's a perfect example of something I was doing, kind of learning and testing out and stuff. And now already, less than 2 months in, it is turned into a source of income doing it for another company, because we are moving into a world where AI is just a part of our lives. Like anyone born today will never know a world without AI. And so the people who are getting into it now and learning all the tips and tricks and how to use it and the tools and the workflows and all that stuff are going to be in a prime position to kind of transition from whatever they were doing into this new world. And I think it's, kind of like the great the next great renaissance, the next like technical revolution of our lifetime. And I think it's the biggest technological revolution that we've had. It's literally going to change the entire world. So, that's why I'm doing this weekly, to kind of give a recap of what I've learned, what's working and stuff, to share that information so that other people can start learning as well, so that none of us are left behind and we're all able to kind of level up in whatever careers and fields we're working with. So that's the gist of everything, what we're doing, where we're at. So we're going to dive into something that I started testing this week, which is kind of hopping on the tailwind of viral videos. So, if you look at a lot of my posts on YouTube here, it's got 200 views, 209, with the occasional, this one has almost 1,000 views. The Sea Dance 2.01 has 2.6 thousand. There's the outliers that have 1 to 2,000 views, but for the most part, these are getting, double to triple digits, but kind of in the like 300 view range here. And then if you look, I did a couple tests the other day, and here was the first one. This one's got 35,000 views for this video right here. And then this one right here has 28,000 views. So those are by far the highest views of videos that I've posted. And there's a very specific workflow to that and how I came up with that. And then there's a couple more that I tested as well that didn't do as good, but still did better. That this one has 5.8 thousand views, and then this one here has 1.8 thousand views. So this started with an idea. I did these tests. It definitely paid off, and so I thought today that we would kind of dive into this whole workflow and how I did it. So Wednesday, I believe Tuesday or Wednesday, I was watching a video of a YouTuber, and they said something that I had heard from a lot of other YouTubers, which was like, don't try and reinvent the wheel. Don't like post a video and hope that your content goes viral. Look at what is working for other people, what is going viral, and then do that. And so, I think any kind of full-time social media content creator kind of knows that, and they look at trends and they watch things and then they do their version. So we've all seen the the viral trends happening, you know, somebody like doing a squat on their kitchen counter or doing a dance number, whatever. And so, you know, somebody posts a video, it goes viral, and then you have a lot of other people who are physically filming them doing the same thing. But again, that takes time. It takes, you know, lighting and shooting and all of that stuff and finding the right location and things like that. But we can basically do that with AI. And that's kind of where the light bulb moment, the aha moment clicked for me, is like, oh wow, I could basically look at what's going viral and use AI to create my own version and see if it worked. And that's exactly what I did with these videos. So I'll show you the first one. We've probably all seen a similar video like this, like, you know, guy, it's essentially, I'll show it to you and then we'll talk through it.
Yo, it's Daniel in Games. I'm literally inside Dead by
Hang on.
Daylight right now.
So, you know, this idea, we've seen these on social media. It's like guy gives a woman a flower and then, you know, she's impressed by him. And so I thought, oh, it would be funny if, you know, we do this, a guy gives the woman a flower, but then instead of her being impressed by him, a nicer car than this Lambo that she's sitting on pulls up with a bouquet of roses instead of just a single rose. And so that was the test that I did, and that was the first video that I tested, and again, it got 35,000 views on it. In, you know, and it's still going. If I bring up these analytics here, you can see this is that video. So it's kind of started to die down in the last 48 hours. It's gotten 3,400 views. But again, in the last 48 hours, and this video is probably 5 days old. In the last 48 hours, it's still gotten more than any of my other videos. And then you can see this other one that we'll look at in a second. In the last 48 hours, that's gotten almost 30,000 views. And then this other video, Let Me Be, we'll look at that as well. That one was kind of slow rolling, but it's gotten up to 6,600 in the last 48 hours. I think it has 8,500 total, but it's doing pretty good. Like in the last 60 minutes, it's got 351 views. So these are all real time. And then if you look at, you know, all my other ones, these numbers are pretty teeny. You know, I mean, a lot of these are like 0, 1, 2, like single digit in the first few hours. This weekly deep dive, this is today actually. So this is my actual live stream right now. So there's like 70 people in the last 60 minutes that have been looking at that. So that's good. And one thing I've noticed too is that as you get videos that start getting big numbers, it kind of starts to pull up all of your other videos. Like this one that I posted a couple days ago about a video getting 31,000 views was stagnant at like 20 views, and then as these started hitting, then it started bringing that up, and now that's got 634 views, which for, you know, these little like green screen talking head videos that I do, 634 is a lot more than normal. So I've definitely seen a correlation between these high number posts affecting the rest of the posts that I have, because people see your video and then they click on your profile and they look at other stuff that you've seen. I've also gotten a ton more subscribers. You know, my subscriber count is still pretty low. I'm just over like 200 right now, but like 40 of those subscriptions have come in the last couple days. So these big number video posts are definitely correlating into subscribers. So like, you know, my big immediate goal is to get to a point where I can monetize my YouTube channel. So to do that, I have to have 500 subscribers, and I also have to have either 3,000 watch hours off of my long form videos or 3 million views of my shorts. So this is a good way to accelerate that and speed that up. So I'll show you a couple of these other videos that we did real quick. So this is the one that has 28,000 views. I posted this on Wednesday night. So again, like you've probably seen these videos out of India where a guy's like pulling this like metal, you know, piece of hot metal out of this machine, and then he just kind of like guides it through this track. But I was like, oh, that would be funny if, you know, he's pulling it and then he trips and falls and it kind of goes all over. So that was one that we made. Again, I posted it at like 7 o'clock at night. Usually my videos die down overnight, but since the main audience for these types of videos are in India, our nighttime in LA is their daytime, so it like blew up overnight. And again, this thing has 28,000 views, and it's, you know, still going, you know, pretty strong. It's got 48 views in the last 60 minutes. And if we look, sorry, my dog's barking. If we look, you know, it's kind of started to trail down over the last 48 hours, but I'm still getting, you know, 100 views or so. And then we can see I guess I posted it at 5 p.m. and it didn't really take off until 1 a.m. when it got 1,300, and then the highest it had almost 2,000 views in an hour from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. yesterday. So, you know, this one hit really good as well. And then, so I did that, and then I did a couple others. So this was one, so it's just a dancing one that I tried out. That one was slow starting, but again, it's got I think like 8,000 or 6,600 views in the last 48 hours, and I think that was when it started. So I posted that at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. It had about 900 views. And then it's, you know, it dropped down. It hasn't like really taken off, but it's still got 6,600 views, which again is better than any of my posts prior to this. And then we have 2 more videos that I tried. This one only hit 1.8, and this video's pretty much dead at this point. It's, you know, it's gotten 1 view in the last 60 minutes. So this one definitely didn't take off, but I'll show it to you. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see. My tea's gone cold. So yeah, that was one I tried because there's these like, you know, downhill skateboard videos, and I was like, no, that at first I did one that was kind of a bit darker, where like one of the dude wiped out and like flew off the cliff, and the woman's like screaming, and I did that, and then I was like, that's a little too dark, so I took that one down and then did a different version where it was like, oh, that would be funny if they're going and they're hauling down this hill, and then this little kid comes on like a you know, a Hot Wheel, a big wheels basically, and catches up with them. So we did that one. That one had 1,800 views. And then, you know, the last one I did, which I just showed you, was Danyan in the game. So I'll show you the workflow, but basically we want to start with finding and identifying viral videos. So if I come over to my YouTube page, I've started a private playlist where I just have like a bunch of viral videos. So like I went through and looked at some of them and tagged them in this playlist so that I could easily find them. And then I decided to use AI to make that more efficient. So I opened Perplexity inside of the comment browser. And if you guys don't know, Perplexity is another LLM like Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini. And they have a browser called Comet. So you can essentially give the LLM access to your browser, and then it can control the browser and look at stuff. So that's what I did. I said, hey, I logged into my YouTube, and then I said, hey, Perplexity, search through YouTube and find all these viral videos and add them to this playlist. And then it did that. So that way I didn't have to like physically go through and do all of that. So these are some videos it found, and I'll show you some that you'll recognize.
My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all.
So that's that one that I based the video with the kid on the Hot Wheels on. This is the dance video.
When you move like that, don't stop, don't.
Right, and then let's see if I have. Here's the guy pulling the hot metal. So that's that video. I don't understand why those videos go viral, but they do. And as we saw, we got 28,000 views off our version of it. And you can look like this video has 4 million views in the last month. And so, if we use this one as an example, basically, I essentially took a frame grab of this image, and let me see if I have it here. So I took this frame grab of this guy, and you could replace the dude, you could replace the environment and stuff, but since we're not really seeing his face, I just use this actual image, because then once he looks up, AI is gonna create whatever face. So we're not actually using this guy's image. And then I created, I just had AI remove the overlays and text overlays. And then this is what we started with. And then we brought it in and turned it into a video clip. And I'll get into that in a minute. But so the first step is just looking through and finding, a bunch of viral videos. Like the skateboarding one has like, again, 10 million views. Someone's got 10 million views. It was 9 months ago, so that might be one of the reasons that it's not doing well. You generally want to find something that's fresher. I would say probably 4 months is the max. Anything over than 4 months, it's probably not gonna work because that trend has moved on. And I think this is a good example of that because this was 9 months ago. It's not gonna hit well. And then we have our dancing gals here. This one's got 2.4 million. It was 3 weeks ago. It is that one's gotten 6,600 views. Hey, come here. Shh. It's got 6,600 views, so it did okay. It didn't do great. Again, that might be because the camera is different and stuff, and it's a lot different of a video than this one here. But because we could see these dancers so well, I didn't want to use their actual faces, so I just used essentially an image like this to create a similar image, which if you look here, that to that's essentially, the same style, the same flooring, the same lighting, stuff like that. Totally different dance, totally different camera move and stuff. And we'll get into, if you wanted to fully recreate that, you could do that using a specific video generation model so that the movements and the camera move and everything is exactly the same. But I wanted to do it a little bit different and see how it worked just for testing purposes. So we come in and we do this. Before we get into that, I will be back in 1 second. All right. Also for my TikTokers, if you look down on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, there's like a yellow arrow with a plus. You can click on that and contact me directly if you want to learn more, or if you want me to send you the free workflow guide that I created for that ad video with the racing car and stuff. You can click on that button and it'll DM me and I'll send that to you after the live stream. And then in TikTok or Instagram and Twitch and stuff, if you guys just want to DM me, I can send you that after the live stream. So there's a few things we want to look at. We want to find a video, identify a video that is viral, that is trending, whatever that means for you. For me, it's more than 1 million views. I'm gonna close this door. Because they're trimming trees or something. Okay, so you want to identify a trending video, and then for me, I wanted to find videos that gave me like a creative spin on it. I'm calling it the metaverse, right? Or the multiverse. So it's like, the idea of like, oh, you think you've seen this video, but it's different. And then you want to look at, any kind of hashtags that it uses. Like this one doesn't really use any, but let me go to our guy pulling this. So if you look, he's got hashtag DIY, hashtag engineering, manufacturing, reels, India, viral reel, skill, work, life, weight. So you want to use, some of those same hashtags, and then you also want to use the same song. So if you click on more information, it'll show you the music. So Agus Funk, super slowed. So that's the information that we want when we're doing this. And then from there, the workflow is we take a screen grab of the video at some point. So, you could take it here, you could take it here. I think I took mine about here. So he's like already pulling this thing and we can't really see his face. So I took a screen grab, and then from there, we go into the AI part of the workflow. Now, the cheapest way to do this, in my opinion, is to head over to Google One for a Google One account. And this is what I have, the Google AI Pro account. This is $20 a month. It gives you access to Google Gemini. I think you get 5 terabytes of storage on your Google Drive. I think without it, if you just have like a regular Google account, you get like 200 gigs of storage space. So this you get 5 terabytes, which is a lot of space. And you also get access to Google Gemini, Google Stitch, which I've done a video on for designing websites and apps, and then Google Flow, which has become my main AI image workflow. And then you can also do videos on there as well through VEO, and we'll look at that in a second. But if you want to spend the least amount of money possible, I'd say get the Google AI Pro account for $20, and that'll give you everything you need for this entire workflow. So this is Google Flow, and basically it's like a image board, but you can change things. So if you look, this was let's see. Let me find one that has the original image in it, if I have one. Okay, this one. So this was one I tried on Danyan for TikTok specifically, because that's the thing I'm testing out. I feel like this works for YouTube, so now it's like, can we recreate this workflow on TikTok and also on Instagram? So basically what I did was this video had, what does it have, like 173,000 likes, like 20, almost 30,000 shares, 18,000 saves. So those are pretty high numbers for TikTok. So I took this, I brought it into Flow, and then I said, hey, take this image and then take my character Danyan and put her in this outfit and this environment. And so it created this, and this uses Nano Banana Pro. And the great thing is, as you can see down here, it says 0 credits. Generating will use 0 credits. So if you're using Nano Banana Pro for your imaging, and again, that's the best imaging, and I haven't tested GPT Image 1.5 yet, but up until this point, this has been the best way to keep characters consistent. So, to use the same character throughout multiple images and videos and stuff. So Nano Banana, it's using 0 credits. So you get 1,000 credits a month. But none of these cost any money. So the only time you're using credits is if you're creating video with VEO, and then it's like 10 credits per video. So basically, I replaced the girl in the original video with Danyan in the dress and then in this environment. And then I said, hey, make the walls black and gamer-centric. Add a neon sign on the wall that says Danyan Games, which is her handle. And then it made this image here. And this is the image that I created the video off of. So what we want to do always with AI is start with the image. You want to lock in the image because it's usually cheaper to generate than the video. In this case, the image is free. If you stayed on Flow and did your video in VEO, then the the video generations would be 10 credits. If you went over to use Kling or Seedance, then it would be more. I do all of mine on Kling, and I'll show you that part of the workflow in a second. But you always want to get everything you want right in Flow or in your image first. So just to give you an example, let's say I wanted this this bookshelf to be black as well and to have like Funko Pops on it. I'll say make bookshelf black and put Funko Pops anime figurines and action figures on it with fun gamer centric lighting, and then we will hit enter and see what it does here. And it's pretty quick too. It's, 10-15 seconds it generates these new images. Maybe 20 seconds. I guess it depends on how much, how many people are using it. So there you go. So we went from this, right? So nothing else changed except this bookshelf. And then the bookshelf became black. It's got Funko toys and the boxes on the top two shelves, then like anime figurines, and then it's got some action figures. They added some plants and some books and stuff. It kept a little bit of this action from the original photo. So there you go. And so you can, in Flow, you can just keep typing and changing stuff. If you wanted to change the color of the floors or the furniture, or change her dress to, pink, let's just say, change her dress to hot pink. And you can just keep iterating new versions of this image until you get exactly what you're looking for. And then you can download it. The nice thing too with Flow is you can upscale it to 1K or 2K. If you have the Ultra plan, which is like $250 a month, but gives you VEO for free as well, then you can upres it to 4K as well. So you don't have to use any kind of image upreser or anything and pay for credits. And you always want to get your image to the largest resolution you can before making your videos, because the videos lots of times will only be like 1080. So if you're working with a low res image and then you turn it into an even lower res video, the quality isn't going to be great, and then you're going to have to upres. But if you work with like a 2K image and then make your video from that, it's going to be a lot better quality. So there you go. There's another example. We took her black outfit, and again, it didn't change anything except her outfit there. So now she's in a pink outfit in her black gamer room. So that's what you do. And then you can, do this with a whole bunch of images and things. So once you get the image locked, then you'll go into the video part of this. Now you can, as I said, do this in Flow. Like if we come here to this, we can add, let's say we added this, and we wanted to do a video. I'll just show you so you can see it. We click video here. We keep it at 9:16. One version, you can do up to 4 iterations, but we'll just do one. We'll do light, which is the cheapest. That one takes 10 credits. The quality takes 100 credits, but we'll just do light. And we'll say woman dances in the room, EDM style. I don't even know what EDM style dancing is, but or we'll say let's see if we can do music to EDM style music, and then we'll hit enter, and this will do the thing. Usually video generations obviously take longer than image generations. It's at 8% now. It's still pretty quick, so probably a couple minutes you can get this. So if you wanted to do your images and your video all in one place in Google Flow for $20 a month, you could do that as long as you're doing the VEO fast versions. You get 1,000 credits a month. So if you're spending 10 credits per video generation and your image generations are free, you can make 100 video generations a month for $200, which is not bad. So we'll just wait for that to go, and then I'll take you on to the next step. I think this is done now. Okay, so this is done. So we'll click on it and check it out. So there you go. I don't know what style of EDM music dancing is, so that might be it. It's probably not. One thing is we did the fast version, so it's like less quality. Also, our prompt was very simple. Like the key to AI generations is to use extensive prompts to get things as close as you can to what you're trying to get. So something like she dances to EDM style music is very simple. So you're going to get stuff that might not be exactly what you were looking for, which is where the next step comes in. So AI is really good at writing prompts. So what I always use is AI to help me generate prompts. And again, you can use whatever LLM you want: ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity. The nice thing about Gemini is if you get the Google AI Pro account, you get access to Gemini, so you can just use that and you don't have to pay any more money. I already pay for ChatGPT, so I usually use it. But basically, what we do is we ask it to first give us a prompt for the image. So, taking our dancers here, right? I gave it the image and then I said, give me a detailed Nana Banana prompt to recreate this image, but with different people and different colored clothing. So I can be simple in the LLM about what I want, but then it'll give me this crazy long prompt. This whole thing is the prompt. And then basically I take that prompt and I drop it into Flow. And if we look here for, let's see if I did it anywhere. Yeah, so here was I used that long prompt for this, and I included the first image, right, which was this image here, and then I had it just change them out. And this version, I think, was before I changed the people, but it kept the same outfit, same lighting, all of that. So you can use it to create really good prompts. And then once you have your image in, then you can also use it to write your prompts for your video. So then I said, give me a clean 3 detailed prompt using this reference video. And then I put the actual reference video from YouTube. And then I said to create my own version. So then it gives this big long prompt here. And then we would either go into Nano Banana. So let's see here if I have do I have my girl on the dress? It doesn't look like I do here. But this is how I did our guy with the medal. So I said, give me a clean 3 detailed prompt using this reference image that shows this man grabbing the hot metal with large prongs and starting to run backward towards camera, pulling it behind him. However, he trips on the step and hits the ground hard as the hot metal snakes around and piles up. And then it gave me this big prompt, and then that's what I used to generate the version that I posted. So again, you can take that prompt and then post it into Flow and do video, or you can come over to Galaxy AI, which is what I use, so that you can have access to either Kling or to Seedance 2.0. Kling is usually what I use because Seedance is super expensive. Seedance, you're paying like 3.5 million credits per image or per video, where Kling is like 80,000. So you can see I used Kling for all of these. So here is the first one of our guy in the video and the with the metal. So that's one, and you can see the big prompt that I got from ChatGPT for this. So this one was good, but he kind of just like stops and falls for no reason. So then I made another one, which is the one I posted. And that's the one that got 30,000 views. And then these are, a couple iterations of the dancing ones. So that's the one I ended up posting. That one got like 6,000. I tried to do another one with the music and everything. Oops. And this one's pretty cool, but then at some point, if you watch, they're going to get, the girls in front are going to get 3 arms. So they got 3 arms, and then they go away. So that one is much more like the original image, and I think, yeah, with this one I use Kling 3 with motion control, so I use the actual video. So I gave it not only the image but the video as well. So that's why it has the music and more of the camera moves, and the choreography is a lot more the same. I would have used that one if they didn't sprout 3 arms, and I could have run another generation, but the motion control with video is a little bit more expensive, and so I just decided to go with the original. And then here's the one of the skateboarders. Oops. So again, I just pasted the full prompt that I got from ChatGPT, and the image. This was just Kling version 3 with image. So that was only 80,000 credits for that one. So I did that. Here's my video of Danyan dancing. This was a little bit more risque than what I was going for, but again, it was just a test to see how it would do on TikTok and Instagram. So we did that, and then I just replaced that music with the music from the original viral video, because again, we always want to use that music, and you don't want to just put it into the video like it did on that dancing video. You want to actually, once you go onto the platform, in this case YouTube, you want to add that song in YouTube so that it, people, because if people are watching a video, then there's always the name of the song, and they can click on that, and then it'll bring up a bunch of other videos that use that song. So it's a way to kind of piggyback off of what people are looking for and stuff. So we did those, and then this is the Danyan Dead by Daylight test I did.
Yo, it's Danyon Games. I'm literally inside Dead by Daylight right now, so here's a quick survivor tip before I die. Don't just run straight, turn a corner, break line of sight, then duck behind anything solid so the killer has to guess where you went. See? They have no idea I'm here.
So this one was all right. There was a couple issues, like the zombie showed up out of nowhere, and then she does some weird stuff. I tried another one. It was even worse, and so I ended up using that one. But, sometimes if you're really focusing, these are more just tests. But if I was like really trying to make some solid content, maybe I'll make like 5 generations until I get something I like, or I'll, take several of the generated videos into my editing software and then cut it together. But here's the other one that it made.
Yo, it's Daniel Games. I'm literally inside Dead by Daylight right now, so here's a quick survivor tip before I die. Don't just run straight, turn a corner, break line of sight, then duck behind anything solid so the killer has to guess where you went. See? They have no idea I'm here.
So yeah, that one was, the other one was a lot more exciting. So I ended up going with that. So that is what you do there. Then you basically come into YouTube in this case, and you post. And again, we want to, if you look at this video that I did, if I click on, see how I can see yeah, okay. So, I gave it its own title. Bro thought he had it handled. I used hashtag viral video and hashtag shorts, which you see a lot. So I always put those, and then I've started putting multiverse so that people kind of know, like, hey, this is, kind of a parody. I'm having fun with it, so people don't think I'm ripping anything off. And then I put a little description in here, and then I'll put, my other trends. This is where I'll put all the hashtags that the original video used, in this case DIY, engineering, manufacturing, reels in India, and then I'll add some more like parody, hashtag parody, again, because I want people to very clearly know, like, hey, I am not ripping off this person's video, I am making a parody of their video. I don't know if that's necessary, but I do it just, because I don't want my videos to get taken down or flagged, and I don't want YouTube to like block my account or anything like that. So again, that video got 28.8 thousand views. That is not a video I would ever make. It's not a video that I would ever really watch, but for some people, some reason people do. And, it's like at the end of the day, because my goal is to get my subscribers up to 500 and get my shorts views up to 3 million in 90 days, I had to really up the ante of views. And so this is a good way to do it. And the nice thing too is, it's, while these specific videos are not in my brand, because I am using AI to take original videos and make them funny remixes of them, basically, then, that is within my brand, because then I can do things like this live stream and posting videos about this, and like, hey, here's how I, got 35,000 views overnight on this one video, and then teach the AI and filmmaking side of things, which is my brand. And so you can do that with anything. If you're, let's say you actually sell a product or something, it's like you could do the same thing where you could find viral videos and then, make a spin on it where it, is about your brand, in a funny way. The main thing is you want people to watch it, you want people to share it, you want people to like it. And lots of times on shorts, people are just like scrolling through, like mind numbing as they're at work or stuck in traffic or waiting for the bus or at dinner or whatever. So you just want like catchy things, and it's like, why reinvent the wheel? Like, just hop on to what's already working for other people. So, again, that is what we are doing. And, I'll just show you some that I picked and that Perplexity picked as well. Well, look. So like, this is one I'm probably going to do, because we've seen if you spend any time on social media, you've seen this a lot. Like, this is the one where it's, this is kind of a 2-in-1. There's a lot of escalator videos now where people do funny stuff where they grab a girl's hand and then the other guy tries to fight him or something like this. And then you'll see this one progresses into the viral videos we see where the woman does this like international sign of, I need help. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's been a viral trend. So she does the thing there, and then he jumps over. Okay, so, that's got 8.6 million views 7 days ago. That's a bit boring for me. I always try to find, shorter videos as well. Like that one's a minute long, a minute one. And I'm sure there's some, that's on purpose. I think lots of times YouTube pushes videos that are a minute or longer differently than short videos. But again, I'm trying to do these as fast as possible. So if, on Kling, you can only create up to 12-second clips. So to do a minute, I'd have to, probably make like 7 or 8 clips and then cut them together and stuff. And that's too much work for what I'm trying to do on here. So I would just do, and I'll probably do one on this, but I would just do something here just on this first 10 seconds. So it just happens a lot quicker. This guy's like cuts and slow-mo and stuff. I just make it snappier. So that's one. This was one. And then it's got this. This is showing like, oh, cool special effects, but I thought it would be funny if it's like, it shows this and then it does the reveal of the rope and then somebody comes and like cuts the rope or lets go of the rope and he falls like into the water. So again, it's, this one has 53 million views. Now this video is 4 years old. So, probably wouldn't take off like this, but who knows? Maybe. I mean, this kid Brandon B has 16.2 million subscribers, so I'm sure that's why he's got that. But that's just another example. That's another one. This is a similar one where like she does this, but in both of those I thought it would be funny if like the girl like kicked the dude in the nuts. This has 143 million views. Again, it's 5 years old. So I don't know if it would go viral, but if you're only, to create a version of this would probably take you a half hour. So a half hour of work to pop it up, even if you got 10% of those views, that's like 1.4 million views. So I'll probably try that as well. So just like go through, if you're interested in doing this, just go through, start a playlist that's private, that's just viral. And as you're scrolling through stuff, just add videos to this list, and here there's 63 videos. I've done like 3 or 4 of these so far, and I'm, consistently adding to it. Let's see. This one's pretty funny. So like that one I definitely want to do. It's only 6 seconds. It's perfect. And then, you could just put like a fun little spin on this when you've been gaming for 6 hours, but maybe when been getting busy for 6 hours, or after you worked a double shift, or whatever you can think of that's funny. And then that one's got 21 million views. Again, it's 3 years old, so maybe it won't go, but maybe I haven't tested this yet, so I know like 4 months and below are good, but maybe 3 or 5 years ago is also good, because it's like that viral trend is kind of died down and maybe you can start it back up again. I don't know. These are things I'm gonna try. So you want to put your viral list together, start having ideas, and then grab your freeze frames, bring it into Flow or wherever you access Nano Banana, put your image in and then make your changes. One cool thing too is, like this one I brought in off Shorts, and it's got all this stuff from because I just screen grabbed it on my phone, and then I basically asked Nano Banana to remove on-screen text and overlays, and then it did this. So it's the same exact image and everything. It just doesn't have all that stuff all over the screen. And then I use that. You bring it over into your LLM, whether it be Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever, and then you say, hey, give me a Kling prompt or VEO prompt or Cdance prompt or whatever video model you're going to use, because they're all different and different wording works better with them. Have your LLM write that. And then wherever you do your video generations, again, if you do VEO, then do it in Google Flow. That way you get access for that for your $20 a month. If you want Kling or Cdance, then I recommend using Galaxy AI, because that'll only cost you $15. So you could do this whole workflow for as little as $20 or $35 a month if you want Kling and Cdance as well. And then you put your video together, and then you go into YouTube or to Instagram or to TikTok if you're trying those viral videos, and then you just post it. Again, you post it with the hashtags, and then you add the song. As you can see here, I've added the song. What song is this? Agus Funk Super Slowed, which is the same song from the original video. So I think that's important as well, because again, if you click on it, like this video, this song has been remixed 1.6 million times. So there's 1.6 million Shorts videos that are using this song. And the good thing is, if somebody sees one of those 1.6 million videos that use that song and they click on this, then it brings up this, and then they might find your video in this. So, it's another good way to piggyback onto things. And then you post it and you wait. Now, one thing I have noticed is, if we look at first 24 hours. So if we click up here, well, no. What I've noticed is that you want the video to get about like close to 100 views or 1,000 views in the first hour. So like this one is only at 1,000. This didn't come anywhere close. In the first hour, it got 229. So I should have killed that video, but it's a Danyan video and it's gaming, and I thought I would, keep it going. This one, this was the original downhill racing where the guy goes off the track. In the first hour, it got 49 views. So I was like, A, I kind of felt like it was a bit dark, and then B, it only hit 49 views in the first hour. So I was like, this isn't going to go viral. If we look at the other one that's only hit 1.8 is 1,800 views, it definitely did not take off. The first hour it got 556, so I should have killed it, but I let it ride. If we look at the dancing one, which has almost 7,000 views, this one had 898 views in the first hour. So this one didn't take off, but it's performed all right. Like, again, almost 7,000 views. That's decent. So it did have this big spike in its first hour, and then it's just been like slow roll. But as you see, today it had 446 views for some reason. It's doing all right this hour. So maybe that one just took longer to take off. But again, I think that first hour is a good way to gauge if the video is going to take off again. If we look at this one, I can't see the first hour, but I know it had like 900 and something views in the first hour, and that's why that one took off. And then same with this one. This one actually started slow. And I think, again, because the main audience for this is in India, which is, 9 hours ahead. So I posted this at 5. So, which would be 5, 4, 3. So 2 a.m., about 1 or 2 a.m. is where it would have started to take off in its first hour in India. And if we look at 1 a.m., this thing hit 1364. So that's essentially its first hour, because it was designed for a very specific audience that is 8 hours ahead of where I am in LA. And then you can see it was getting like, in the thousands for the first like 6 hours. Then it dropped down a little bit and then it took off again. So this one's performed really well. So that's always a good gauge. Once you post it, I would recommend that if you're not getting close to 1,000 views in that first hour, kill your video like I did on the downhill racing one. Just, you can leave it up, but just make it private so that it stays on there, but it's not there. And then, because what you want is, you want YouTube to push your videos that are doing well. You don't want it to like push a video that doesn't perform well and then it affects your other videos in a negative way, because the algorithm says, oh, people don't like this, I'm not going to push these videos. You want it to say, oh, people are responding to this, people like this video and things, and push more. And again, it's like, it's bringing up other videos as well, which is great. So that is the workflow that I tested this week and how it's working. Again, like, these numbers are crazy. This one's, got 30,000 in the last 48 hours. And then that original Rose one is up to like 36,000 views. So I'm just going to keep doing this every day. Just, posting 1 or 2 of these videos on YouTube. It'll take me, maybe an hour in total to find them, to make my own and to post them. And because I want to get up to, that 500 subscribers, and also to the 3 million shorts views that I have. And, with my shorts generally getting 100 views, that I wouldn't have hit that in 90 days. So I have to be hitting, making videos that are pushing big numbers. And so this is a good way to do it. I'll keep focusing on doing it on YouTube. And, also I want to start experimenting on TikTok and Instagram, because I think it should be the same process, right? You identify viral videos or photos or carousels or whatever, and then you use AI to create a spin on that one or whatever it is, and then test them. And so, I hope this was all helpful. If you guys try this yourself, please let me know, how things worked and what kind of numbers you got. You can DM me on all the socials. I'm at Canyon Prince on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. On TikTok, I'm Canyon Prince Official. And then on Twitch, I am not a king, but a gamer. So, feel free to hit me up, let me know. Again, Google Flow, $20 a month. I would get that if you are interested in. What's up, Christos? I don't know if you're still here, but good to see you, man. If you're interested in doing Galaxy AI, which is $15 a month, I put my affiliate code in the chat. Also, if you are interested in joining that school community that I told you about, that I am part of and that I've learned a ton of stuff on, I put that link in the chats as well. So feel free to join us over there. I have my own school community as well. I'll just put that link in the chat as well. It's just it filmmaker or filmmaking? Hang on. I don't know what my own website is. Oh, there it is. I'll put this link in here as well. This is for my school community. The Frictionless Filmmaker and the Human Reboot Experiment. So if you're interested in joining my community, also for $5 a month, that's where I post a lot of this stuff that I'm testing, and we're all testing out and sharing our work and stuff. So it's a cool community as well. Also a cool way to support, me and what I'm doing and stuff. If you're interested, make sure to subscribe on all the channels, whatever you're watching this live stream on. Again, the one that I'm really focusing on the most right now is my YouTube. I think right now I'm up to 224 subscribers. Again, like 45 of those came in the last couple days just from these viral shorts that I've been creating with AI. So head over there, check us out. Always, everybody who is following me, thanks for all the likes and the comments and the shares and the follows across all the social media platforms. I'm here every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, usually for an hour and a half or so. We're doing AI recaps for the week and also deep dives. I'm not sure what we'll look at next week, but I'm sure it'll be something cool. So with that, thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all next week. All right.